Hello? I did not sleep at all last night. I am tired. I have to work. E3. What an exciting time that this should totally be, but it isn't. I hate to be that guy, but man, my expectations for E3 this year are in the dirt. I buried them in my kitty cat's shit box. Don't look at me like that, you got plenty of room in there. You guys know me. I'm more of a Nintendo guy than anything. Although what you may not know about me is that I barely play my Nintendo these days. I'm much more captivated by games releasing on other platforms at the moment. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart comes out this Friday, and I am hyped beyond belief for that game. I got into the series a few months ago and played literally every mainline game back to back. I loved it that much. There are not many game series I will do that with. Nintendo has been letting me down and Sony isn't even attending E3. I've been playing a lot of Halo with my friends recently too, and I guess I'm kinda looking forward to seeing more of Halo Infinite, I guess. But I don't know, man. I don't got a new Xbox, so I can't even play it. Ultimately, my eyes are on Nintendo. I'll probably watch the other conferences, but anything that I end up excited for from those other companies are pretty much just bonuses for me. So yeah, most of my hopes and predictions in this video are going to be Nintendo focused. Maybe one or two non-Nintendo focused things will be in here too. But as I've already expressed, my hopes this year for E3 and especially Nintendo are pretty freaking low. I don't want this to be an overly negative video, although it may just happen that way due to the nature of the things that I'm going to talk about. I gotta stay true to my feelings, man. Gotta keep it real with you guys. I've made it abundantly clear for a while now that I have been less than satisfied with a pretty decent amount of the Nintendo Switch library. I just don't feel like Nintendo has been putting their best foot forward this generation, and it's really starting to affect my perspective on their upcoming games. I don't want to get super into that, but yeah, I just don't have very high hopes for what could be coming. The quality of the games aside, I don't think that we've seen the full effects that the pandemic has had on Nintendo's game development and output just yet. I'm sure quite a number of things had to be reworked and timelines shift around, release dates pushed back, yada yada. I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be a lighter showcase than many are anticipating. They did that 50-minute Nintendo Direct a few months ago, and everyone was expecting this huge blowout, myself included, and it was padded to fucking back with all these JRPG showcases and filler crap that no one cares about. And I don't know, man. This one's gonna be 40 minutes long. That's a lot of time to spend on Project Unicorn Handler, or whatever the ass it's called. So maybe you can see where I'm coming from. Don't get me wrong. I hope this is a big, exciting thing. I love it when we just get an explosion of Nintendo projects announced back to back and have a whole new library of games to look forward to. I want to be surprised and excited, but I don't even know how likely that is because I feel like a lot of the potential exciting announcements have kind of already been spoiled by like leaks and junk. So it's gonna be like, yep, there's 2D Metroid, there's Super Mario Party 2, there's Breath of the Wild 2. I don't know, I just feel like a bit of the wind has already been knocked out of those sails. And to put the cherry on top of it all, Nintendo hasn't really done a major blowout type direct in quite a while because they really don't have to. They've seen pretty solid success at just announcing games a few weeks or months before release and doing things that way. Occasionally they announce games that are a year or so away to give us stuff to look forward to, but most of the time they keep their games pretty close to their chest these days. There's just not much reason for them to play all their big cards at once, which is why I don't really think this E3 presentation is going to be the fiesta that we all want it to be. They'll probably have some kind of fall direct where they announce the remainder of their lineup for the year and maybe some future projects. Alright, I know I said the last point was the cherry, but this is really the cherry. The cherry's cherry. I'm so freaking sick of the Nintendo community. Maybe I spend too much time on Twitter, but it's just constant bickering. The same dumbass posts week after week designed only to spark anger and pit people against each other. The same reading in the comments on threads. You can't be happy for Nintendo things. You can't be disappointed in Nintendo things. It is no fun to be a Nintendo fan anymore. The fans suck, Nintendo sucks, it all sucks, and I just know the exact kind of discourse to expect if Nintendo doesn't live up to expectations, lofty expectations that people already have. It is going to be asinine. I'm already dreading it. Even if it's good, there's still gonna be some dumbass discourse. Alright, well, you guys didn't come here to listen to me babble about all this crap. You want predictions, hopes, and dreams. I just wanted to give you a little bit of framework for what I'm working with here. I guess I'll kick it off with some predictions and kind of work in my own desires as I go along. I'll try my best to make it clear which is what and who is where.
How could you pass on something like this? I wanna go when it's all that you wish for.
Let's just get the obvious out of the way. You know it's coming. Let's just knock it out. Donkey Kong. This is a prediction and a want. I think it's pretty darn likely that DK is ready to take center stage. It's his 40th anniversary. Rumors are rampant. It just feels like if it's going to get revealed this year, E3 is probably the place that it's going to happen. DK has a history of E3 reveals, and not that it necessarily needs to remain that way, but especially if this game is supposed to put DK back on the map as one of Nintendo's big guys, E3 is a great place to make it happen. Lots of eyes will be on Nintendo, and if they're playing their cards right, it could be a big thing. With that said, guys, I know I've been talking a lot about DK and probably getting us DK fans excited. Don't be discouraged if DK doesn't show up here for some reason. I trust the DK guys that I talk to. I don't believe that they're just blowing smoke up my ass. DK is coming. I want it at E3 as much as the next guy, but don't let it get you down if it doesn't happen. That is my PSA for DK. That said, I've got my disappointment folder ready to go. And please God, if it's a 2D game, please don't let the internet tear this thing apart. I will literally go apeshit on the internet and my cancellation will be swift but very painful. Smash is an easy guess. It's basically a guarantee, but I think the reveal will go one of two ways. Maybe more than two. Okay, so there are two fighters left to be revealed. I think it's likely that only one will be revealed here, and the last one will be saved for a fall direct or something. On the flip side of that, I don't have very high hopes for the final two fighters. It's not really the flip side, but anyway. Most of the fighters share that same sort of visual aesthetic, very anime-centric, which is fine for people who like that sort of thing, but I tend to enjoy the more cartoony additions to Smash. Banjo is like the only fighter who I was genuinely hyped for across both of these fighter passes. So, just a shot in the dark here, I could totally see one of the two fighters being a more Western-appealing character like Crash or something, and the final one being totally lame. So, maybe in that case, Nintendo would reveal both fighters like in 2019 where we got Hero and Banjo in the same presentation. It could be a way of sort of softening the blow, or you know, they could reveal a third fighter's pass. Regardless, they don't have the best track record when it comes to final editions, so I fully expect something stupid like a Pokemon for the final fighter. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of tired of Smash discourse. On one hand, it would be kind of cool to see a third fighter's pass. More Smash fighters is always exciting, but it's also just becoming exhausting seeing the same stupid shit on Twitter constantly regarding Smash fighters. It might just be best to cap it off. Frankly, at this point, I'm not even super invested in who the final fighters are. I just want to see them and get it over with. Personally, I think Crash and Master Chief would be really cool ways to end it off, but I don't think we'll get both. Maybe one or the other. Yeah. Moving on. 2D Metroid! This is a prediction, and sort of a hope. I enjoy me some classic 2D Metroid action. I wouldn't call myself a Metroid super fan or anything, but they are some damn satisfying games. Mercury Steam developed Samus Returns and teased Metroid 5 at the very end. They've been silent since then. It makes sense that they would be working on a Metroid game. I think they're capable enough. Samus Returns was a pretty solid game, and it's been like 4 years now. The timing lines up. I think with a nice, shiny HD coat of paint, a 2D Metroid on Switch could be pretty fun. Prime 4 will continue to be a no-show. It's just too soon for that. While I still think a Prime Trilogy collection is likely at some point, I don't think it'll be shown here. It's gonna be a 2D Metroid show.
Rock and roll McDonald's! Rock and roll McDonald's!
Hey, look look at that, another safe prediction. This is how I'm approaching E3 this year, folks. Breath of the Wild 2 will get a full reveal, gameplay and all. We'll get a nice look at the game and what it has to offer, and the official title. This is what I get for not sleeping and living off of coffee. We will get the official title for the thing. I think it's gonna be like Blank of the Wild or Breath of the Blank, you know, one of those two naming schemes. And yeah, this is another one that I'm just not super excited for right now. Breath of the Wild was great, I enjoyed it a lot, but man, talk about deflated hype. We've gone 2 years now without another look at this game, and you know, it's using the same map and assets. Part of the fun of Breath of the Wild was the discovery element. I'm just afraid that it won't be as present here. I don't want to feel like I've been there, done that. I hope that with the longer development, they have something to really wow us with. Something to really get the excitement juices flowing. Something more than you can play as Zelda now. There's just gotta be something more to it. Hopefully it'll be good. I don't think it's gonna release this year. 2022 at the earliest. I know how they are taking their sweet, sweet time on Zelda games, and with something as massive in scope as this, yeah, it's still gonna need some more time. Yeah, you read that right, my sweet summer child. No Splatoon here. I think it's just too early. It doesn't come out till sometime next year. I think in a fall direct, it's almost a surefire bet, but not E3. Unless the rest of Nintendo's showcase is so light that they need something else to fill it in. Even then, they can just show Splatoon 2 gameplay. It's basically the same thing. This is more of a prediction for the Nintendo Treehouse. I don't doubt for a second that they'll ham-fist Skyward Sword in there to try to give it one last push before it comes out in July. Just mark my words. I also think this is why Wind Waker and Twilight Princess probably won't be at E3. I'm sure those games will be sold later at $60 a pop, but they're gonna want to give Skyward Sword a chance to breathe. No Pokemon, they'll do their own thing. Mario Kart! This is a hope. I don't know what to expect as far as Mario Kart goes. There have been rumors for a while now regarding sequels, but nothing ever surfaces. Recently, there was an update to Mario Kart 8 that people data mined to find Mario Kart Tour functionality, or the other way around. Tour was shown to have some kind of connection to 8. I forget which it was. Either way, please, can we just move on from 8? Dear God, it's been 7 years. 8 is a great game. I love me some Mario Kart. A new Mario Kart would be exciting as hell. If this direct shows off a new Donkey Kong and a new Mario Kart, that's all I'd need. You wouldn't hear a peep out of me. Unless it does that release it now, finish it later bullshit and launches with like 10 racers only to add more as free DLC later on. Then you'll hear a peep out of me. I was dreaming when I wrote this, forgive me if it goes astray. Speaking of finish it later, Mario Golf will be shown here, only to reveal that new golfers will be added as free DLC later down the line. Yippee! Now look, you guys know how much I dislike this strategy. However, I gotta admit, based on early impressions that people have had with this game, it does look like it's going to be much beefier than other games that have used this strategy. It goes the whole 9 yards, 108 holes to dip your balls in, a story mode, Super Rush, the one mode that has the arena. I'm actually excited for Mario Golf. I might just actually get $60 out of this game at launch. In cases like this, DLC characters are a bonus. So please, don't let me down, Nintendo. Hey. A few months ago, the Rabbids Twitter handle updated to Mario Rabbids before quickly changing back, and it's been a few years since the first one now. I think it's all lining up. A new one is on the way. I don't think it'll be announced in Nintendo's presentation though. It'll be at Ubisoft's like last time. That's it. So this, I'm not too sure about. There's already a lot of Mario on this list. Not that it would be out of character for Nintendo to have Mario overshadow literally everything else, but I do think Super Mario Party 2 is happening. Maybe. Either that online update they added to the first one was just a way to extend the life of the game, or it was a beta test for the online in the sequel. I'm leaning towards the latter. I just don't know if it'll be at E3. That team developed Game Club Games, or whatever the fuck it was called, and that just came out last year. So this could be a little ways off, potentially. Unless they just want to drop it half-assed like the first game, then sure. It could be an easy game to make. Guys, I'm kind of running out of Nintendo picks here. I think these are pretty modest predictions, all things considered. I'd be pretty surprised if at least 2 or 3 of them don't make an appearance. Not sure about all of them. I could easily see this direct being padded out by watered down 12-year-old third-party ports, or extended, drawn-out looks at JRPGs that all blend together, and that'll be pretty lame, but not completely unexpected. One final prediction is that this direct will please everybody and nobody, and Twitter will be a screech fest. I do have a few non-Nintendo hopes, so I'll just go ahead and cram them into one category real quick. Sonic! I would love a closer look at that new Sonic game that's coming. Just a snippet of gameplay would be great, although I don't expect it. Probably not happening. Super Monkey Ball, holy shit. I love the first 2 Monkey Ball games, and a new game in the same style as those ones has been rumored for a while. Even some ratings board just rated a Monkey Ball game with the title Monkey Ball Banana Mania or something like that. So monkeys and balls are probably coming sooner or later. I'd love for them to go back to the old art style. Maybe it's just nostalgia talking, but I really never cared for the overly cutesy style that they changed to. It's like too cutesy. Makes me want to barf. But as long as the game is good, that's all that matters. A new Banjo, the game that everybody wants but no one will make. Oh, but please continue to sell me more Banjo merch that I have absolutely no goddamn room for. Look, I'm just kind of sick of remakes. I'm sure that they'll probably want to test the waters for a new game by remaking the first 2 or whatever, but come on, people want it. You don't need to test the waters. The original games are fine. Just make a new one. It's probably just gonna be remakes if they ever do something with Banjo again. Whatever. I want to see Elden Ring. I got super addicted to the Dark Souls games last year and played them all back to back, including Bloodborne and Sekiro. I told you, I don't do this with a lot of games, so if I do that, you know I'm into them. I want to see some Elden Ring, man. That is all. Yeah, I think that just about covers my E3 hopes and predictions for this year. I don't really think any of it was too over the top, except for maybe me. I'm telling you, man, no sleep and coffee. It does a lot to a man. Let me know what you guys' hopes and predictions are in the comments below. I'll probably stream the Nintendo Direct, probably. So that way if DK gets revealed, you can watch me sob in real time. Or not get revealed and sob in real time. 2 sides of the same reaction. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. This will probably be my last video until E3, unless there's some new DK stuff to cover. See you guys then.